How many hearts have you broken with those great big beautiful eyes? Those great big beautiful eyes that tell such beautiful lies.
How many times have you kissed somebody like you kissed me then? I don't.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all ships at sea. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you an important message from the Prepared Mind Network.
I talked to a student recently at one of our woke college campuses who said she is required in every class to introduce herself and to give her pronouns. Well, I'm Ted Cruz, and my pronoun is kiss my ass.
Oh, the time is coming. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. This is a Terrrible Tuesday broadcast. I hope everyone had a great day, but folks, shit has hit the fan. It's still hitting. It is flying everywhere. We're going to cover all the topics. Again, I can't tell you how exactly to get prepared up here, but we can tell you how to get prepared here. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine. Oh yeah, self-defense. You're going to need it. Now, how do we know when how do we know when we are going to need to get positively positive on fixing problems? Well, it's by keeping up with the daily events and what is happening. What can we expect? What is coming? Prognostication, right? You don't have to be a super powerful clairvoyant psychic or psychopath to see what's coming. You just have to pay attention. So right off the bat, I want to thank Darcy T for sending me yet another important Pfizer Files moment. All righty, folks, just in case you didn't realize, we had a pandemic back in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. That was years ago they started this shit. Shortly after that, they came up with the new and improved formula of Jim Jones juice. Yeah, and now we're seeing the consequences. Once again, folks, someone, not dead this time, but someone had to retire. Who had to retire? A super athlete. Was this a 60-year-old former NFL star? A 45-year-old tennis star? Maybe a 30-year-old swimmer? No, this was a 22-year-old super athlete. Her name was Anna Shackley. Her name is Anna Shackley. She's not dead. She's one of the super athletes in the world of cycling. Age 22. Forced into retirement. Why? How? What happened? Heart issues. Since when does something, folks, you don't just say, well, you know, I'm 22 this year. I think I'm going to start cycling and become one of the world's best. That's not how it happens. You start, and 5, 10, 15 years later, you become the super athlete. It doesn't happen overnight. I mean, you can have great, awesome athletic genetics, and that'll help you get there faster, but it still takes practice, right? Done. Whoosh. Done. Reigning under 23-year-old champion. Unbelievable. Has cardiac arrhythmia. Yep, done. Folks, I think that when they say you need to get your shot, you need to get your booster, you better do it or else. Don't do it. They're not going to help you. Now, get your questions down below on this Terrrible Tuesday. The only thing that can make this Terrrible Tuesday better would be to transform it into a Taco Tuesday. We'll see if that happens for me. Hopefully it happens for you. What do you want to talk about? Get it down below. Mr. Ooman in the comment section. We'll pick up your stuff and we'll put it on the screen in the second half of the show. The first half? Well, the first half is me talking about stuff that's going on, stuff that is supporting shit, increasing shit, making it worse as it hits the fan. Well, Biden's Solicitor General Isn't this funny? They have an attorney general, a solicitor general, right? They have all these generals out there. What's the other one? Inspector general. Yeah. Biden's solicitor general got an ass chewing from Justice of the Supreme Court. That's right. A scrotum justice named Neil Gorsuch. Neil Gorsuch has done some pretty good decisions, right? Now, of course, not going to make me totally happy because they're not totally into 100% freedom. Anyways, he went off because the Department of Injustice, their case against the January 6th protesters, right, just is crazy. And it seems to me that we're going to have SHTF not only in the race for the White House, not only in the Senate race and all the races for the House seats, but the Supreme Court is starting to come apart. I said yesterday, or was it the day before, that Parliament, Congress, if you will, in the Russian Federation nation of Georgia, the Georgians in Congress started fist fighting with each other. That means that discussions aren't working. Rational thinking isn't working. But I'll tell you what, part of SHTF is the fact that rational thinking is just fucking off the hook. Now get this. In New York City today, at New York City Hall, 1,000, this is an approximate number, but 1,300 illegal aliens from Africa. They swarmed, they converged upon and started demanding, right? Demanding that they be satisfied. These are illegals. They have no fucking rights. They have no right to be here. They have no purpose here. They don't have green cards. They don't have jobs. They don't have training. They don't have skills. They aren't paying taxes. What do they want? Well, they're pissed off because they were promised green cards. A green card says you can go to work. Green card says you have a skill, a purpose, and you're needed. Well, yeah, they were promised green cards by who? By who? George Soros or his son Alex Soros? What, some Biden official? Some illegal immigrant non-government organization that was been just funneling here? Yeah, we'll get you a green card. Just get on this plane. Get on the bus. And folks, I saw it with my own eyes. Thousands of illegals lined up in Miami International Airport. Thousands of them lined up literally as far as the eye could see through the inside of the airport. And that's just one day. That's just one airport. That doesn't count border crossing. So I know Chin Music. He sees them coming across the border illegally. I'm seeing them brought in directly by the Joe Biden administration, and who knows what the hell they were promised. Unbelievable. And folks, it's not about race. I would be equally as pissed if they were bringing whites or some other nationality or race into this country if they're unskilled, unwanted, illegal, no prospects, no money, no support. They just show up and want everyone to take care of them. In fact, in New York City, did you know that the illegals there who are being cared for, well, their groups here, that's right, American Idiot Liberal Democrats, are screaming and yelling at government officials to give them better housing. They don't like the free housing they're getting. They want premium luxury hotels. Now, you know where I think this fucking comes from? I think this fucking comes from the fact, and I told you guys I went on a trip, did a little work, bodyguard work, and did a little bit of fun work, which means just me getting wet in the ocean. Anyways, I went to this country. And of course, I stayed in a hotel that caters to Americans and Europeans, right? I'm not going to let someone go, hey, you want to come down and do some work down here? We'll put you in a fucking shithole shack. And I might be like, no, thank you. So a moderate hotel. But everyone who's on the other side of the fence at this country probably thinks I'm in a luxury hotel, right? Eating big giant hamburgers and pork chops and steaks and lobsters. They come to America. They think that's what everyone gets. Sorry, none of us get that shit. But they are in New York City demanding it, demanding green cards, demanding everything. And get this. A 16-year-old high school student used the term illegal aliens in an English class. He should have gotten extra credit because he properly identified who and what these people are and applied terminology. That is to say, English words that match their credentials. They're fucking illegals. He got suspended. Suspended for using a word that is not offensive racially or religiously or even LGBT. It's a completely accurate term. It doesn't involve swearing or profanity. Of course, Lexington, North Carolina, 3 days suspended. Wow. I can't give you his name because he's 16. I would like to give you his name. The student's mother's name is Leah McGee. Anyways, he was told, right, to use the word alien in a sentence. That's kind of like Little Johnny jokes. Remember the Little Johnny jokes, Uman? Right, Little Johnny, teacher once, teacher's afraid of Little Johnny because he's dirty Little Johnny. He's sitting in class, and she says, hey, during an English class, I want you kids to use words. So she looks at, little Dawn, and she says, hey, use dog in a word. And she doesn't want to use, let Little Johnny answer. His hand's up. He's waving his hand. He wants to use a word with dog in it. He knows he's going to say if the dog is a female bitch is a dog, right? So he doesn't, no, let's not call him Johnny and Little Dawn. He's like, dogs like to take walks. She's like, very good, Little Dawn. And then she says, the next word is cat. But she knows, Little Johnny's hand goes, she knows Little Johnny is going to say something about cats and pussies. So she's like, not gonna call him Johnny. Instead, she calls on Susie. Susie's like, I love to see my cat play in the front yard. And she's like, okay, I got those two out of the way, the bitch and the pussy going. I got that out of the way. So she goes, the next animal we're gonna use in a sentence. The next English word is rats. And Little Johnny's hand goes up. And she's like, okay, well, it's not dogs or cats. So she goes, okay, Little Johnny. He says, rats. Rats are dirty animals. And she goes, very good, Johnny. He goes, yeah, with cocks this fucking long. Anyways, dirty Johnny, you can't help it. Anyways, this fucking kid, he used the word properly in context in class, gets suspended. That's where we're at. While illegals are demanding you pay for everything they've ever wanted and dreamed America could be with nothing to return. Right? But, wow. Wow. Now, I've talked in the past about what Democrats want to do to me and you. Hillary Clinton calls us, well, deplorable. And I want to remind you to get your coffee if you're a deplorable. That's right, deplorable at www.coffeefe.com. Give those people a call. Sign up online. The best fucking coffee, period. Great coffee. Every morning, great coffee. Anyways, back to this. Deplorables. Katie Couric, longtime wannabe important person. She used to be on the Today Show for decades. Oh, cute little Katie. She wants to put you in a re-education camp. You know what she was now saying? She went on Bill Mayer's show, and she said that the MAGA, Make America Great Again, Trump supporters, voters of Republicans, are there. They're driven by anti-intellectualism. When a Supreme Court justice says, I don't know how to identify a woman. I can't define what a woman is. And they want to accuse us, me and you, of anti-intellectualism. They claim that their science is noble and perfect and we must obey. Yet they can't tell us what's in the Jim Jones juice. They lied to people and said it's effective and safe when it's neither. Anti-intellectualism. And she also, Katie Couric that is, throws in something else that is driving Trump voters. Class resentment. Class resentment. Well, what fucking class is she talking about? Well, maybe she thinks that we resent LGBTQ people. Well, the answer is yes. I resent the fuck out of those people because they will not shut up. They will not get out of our face. They keep demanding that we change the way we think, the way we believe, the way we were educated, brought up, raised, and lived our fucking lives. Because in the last couple of years, they just decided to invent a whole bunch of pronouns and a bunch of rules and shit that we are supposed to adopt. Talk about anti-intellectual. But because we reject them, we are class resentment driven. Well, how about the illegals that are here? Yeah, I resent them too. I don't know if they're considered a class of people. But if anyone resents class, these people resent us for not being willing to believe their lies. Anyways, I mean, you want to talk about anti-intellectual? Joe Biden was speaking today. He couldn't even remember how to pronounce the name of his own hometown, Scranton. Scranton. He couldn't remember that. 2 syllables. 2 syllables. Fucking Scranton. And on top of that, folks, I saw a picture of the audience at Scranton that was there to meet Joe Biden. Less than 50 people in attendance. Here we are. Tap, tap, tap. 6.5 months from the election, and he can't fill a fucking small auditorium. I'm not talking about a super stadium, folks. I'm not talking about a sports arena. I'm not talking about a special events center. I'm talking about a fucking small auditorium, smaller than a gymnasium. Nope. No. Now, I'm just going to throw this out there. You guys, just think about it. Think about it. Let's see. Hillary, Biden, Obama, all got in trouble for illegal campaign rules, right? Breaking campaign rules, campaigning rules, campaign finance rules, campaign behavior, campaign words. Trump is being tried and put on trial. They didn't get sent to trial. They didn't get charges pressed against him. They're just dismissed. Oh, it's nothing. You know, it's just a small thing. But they're going after Trump, folks. This fucking loser of a judge is telling Trump he is not allowed to go to his son's graduation or face jail time. What kind of fucking country is this? What kind of gulag infested, Nazi, Stasi, Gestapo type of communist regime is out there? The very worst kind, folks. That's what kind. The very worst. Come and arrest me, motherfuckers from DC. I won't come with you because this is what you're doing to our country. The time is going to come. It won't be me, folks. They won't come after me. They won't come after me. I'm not big enough. I'm not important enough. They're going to come after someone. At some point, someone's going to line up and say, no. No. Now, while we're talking about Washington, that guy who had the nickname MAGA Mike Johnson, Make America Great Again, Mike Johnson, Trump supporting Mike Johnson. Guess what? There is a motion to vacate, to kick his ass out of the speaker chair because he is not doing his job. He is siding with the Democrats. But the Democrats have said, hey, we won't get you kicked out of your Speaker of the House chair. This is the Democrats. I think his name is something Jeffries, Hakeem Jeffries, the Democrat leader. He's saying, hey, we'll vote against the vacating you, kicking your ass out, as long as you give us money for Ukraine. Folks, when the fuck is this going to be called bribery or extortion? Depending on which side of the fence you're standing. You're like, hey, Mike Johnson, you give us $50 billion fucking dollars to continue fighting against Russia, to kill all the Ukrainian soldiers we can. And we'll make sure you get to keep your political power. And as a Republican, why the fuck would you even tolerate that for 5 seconds? Now, euphemistically speaking, what's another way to speak? Metaphorically speaking, he needs his ass kicked. Not Hakeem Jeffries. He kicks his own ass every night. I'm talking about MAGA Mike Johnson. If the people keeping you in that seat of power are your political enemies, they're not your political enemies. They're your political friends. Get that motherfucker out of the speaker seat at this point now. He can't do enough to correct his fuck-ups of allowing the government to continue their illegal spying against Americans, violating our 4th and 5th Amendments, because you know it's dangerous out there. Hey, you want to find the bad guys in this country? It's not this one. It's all the fucking people in New York City and Chicago and across the entire country pouring across the border, getting off of planes. They're illegals. Those are your fucking dangerous people. Unbelievable, folks. It has hit the fan. Unbelievable. In the House of Representatives, supposed to be run by the Republicans, they have a committee, the House Judiciary Committee. They're supposed to understand the law. Well, the law is the Constitution, freedom, common law, common sense, freedom, liberty, libertarianism. They're having a hearing, and you know what the title of the hearing is? Well, it starts off grand. Liberty, tyranny, and accountability, COVID-19 and the Constitution. This actually makes me kind of happy. Because, yeah, there's liberty and freedom, and then there's fucking tyranny, and that's the government. Liberty's for the people. Tyranny comes from government. The people are not tyrants. Well, unless you're out there stopping fucking traffic. But that's not tyranny against the whole nation. It's tyranny against people in your neighborhood. Anyways, and accountability. What have I been bitching about for the last year? We can't hold these motherfuckers accountable. You can't hold Democrats, can't hold the president, can't hold the Republicans, can't hold the rhinos accountable, can't hold the Supreme Court accountable, can't hold any of these people accountable. They do whatever they want. They violate the law, and they just go, whoops, sorry about that. Sue us in court. Government just says, go the fuck away. Accountability. Now, this happens to be about COVID-19 and the Constitution. I wonder, will the Judiciary Committee find that liberty and freedom trump government demands, government bullshit, their science, their lies, their pharmaceutical crap, their heavy-handed bullshit? Or, right? Or are they going to support the government? Go, oh, yeah, the government should be able to do whatever it wants. Fuck your liberties. It's not tyranny as long as it's for public safety. It's not tyranny as long as it's for national security. You know, like the FISA crap that MAGA Mike Johnson just allowed to pass. It's going to get out of hand, folks. It is. Everything is a fucking fight. Are you prepared? Everything is a battle. Are you ready? Everything is politicized. Do you know what side you stand on? You can't stand on one side with all the stupid people and then claim, well, you know, I didn't really mean it. At some point, we're all going to be held accountable. If not in this life, in the very fucking next, I tell you. Right? So, for example, a judge out there, a federal judge, has overturned a West Virginia law. Now, of course, this ruling will be appealed, and then it can go to the Supreme Court. But the law, folks, requires students to play on a sports team with others who have matching biological sex, right? In other words, girls play with girls, boys play with boys. Biden judge says, nope, your law, you as a state cannot make that determination. Apparently, somewhere in the Constitution, it says that, well, boys can pretend to be girls and claim they're girls and then go play with girls. And West Virginia or any other state can't make that determination. It's just fucking ridiculous. Expect more of it. Expect more of it. Now, as many of you know, I've transferred the incredible Prepared Mind bunker down into the great state of Florida. And down here, they got a Surgeon General, Dr. Ladapo. Pretty good name, Dr. Ladapo. Better than Anthony Fauci. Anyways, Surgeon General of Florida has called Dr. Doom, Dr. Mengele, Dr. Fauci. Calls him a political animal. This is all about politics, folks. Medicine is not medicine anymore. It's politicized, and it is funded by large mega corporations, period. Are you ready for the fight? They want to push everything they can. In fact, I want everyone to pay special attention to the United Nations World Health Organization. It is quietly behind the scenes right now trying to get the United States to sign on to their treaty that, well, if another pandemic comes around, 100% sovereignty over the citizens of this country is turned over for health purposes to the World Health Organization. What do you think of that shit? You want Mr. Tedros, Dr. Mengele Tedros, you want him? Oh, by the way, he's a terrorist. He works for terrorists. He supports terrorists. He's part of a terrorist group. He was on a terrorist watch list at one point. I don't know if he still is. You want a guy like that in charge of you? In charge of your children? I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, this is fascinating. This happened today. This is going to get messy, folks. You're probably going to cheer this on. It's up to you. At our border, folks, our southern border, we know that Texas Guard, not the National Guard, the Texas Guard, the military of Texas, has been at the border, but other states have sent support, money, manpower, equipment, etc. Well, an Indiana National Guard member is one of those people down there helping Texas protect its border. Shot an illegal today at the southern border. Shot an illegal. Now, I'm not cheering that because that sounds like murder. But what was this illegal doing? This illegal alien, this foreign person showed up at our border and started stabbing other people. This is who they're letting in. So good for the Indiana National Guard. He saved people's lives. And how many Americans would have been stabbed by this illegal once they were let in? I don't know who set this person off or why, but once they got set off, no problem. Let's just start stabbing away. Now, before I go to you guys and we do the inner circle questions, I want to have one more topic come up. And I haven't even talked about Iran and Israel. I'm waiting for Israel's response to the missile drone attacks from the other day coming from Iran at Israel. No one, it's crazy. I'm surprised they did that. I'm surprised there hasn't been a response yet, but I'm waiting for that. Haven't heard anything from Putin today. Haven't looked into Putin. But in this country, we're falling apart all by ourselves. No problem. All right. In Wisconsin, a convict. This person is a transgender vampire who was convicted of raping a disabled minor. He's also being charged with murder, homicide. How long do we have to put up with this shit? How long do we have to hear that these people are a protected class? There are no fucking protected classes. There shouldn't be, yet here they are. Fucking vampires, anti-American, communists. They're rapists. They're murderers. They kill their own family. They kill strangers. They kill Christians. Trannies, folks. LGBTQIA+. What a group to be associated with. And I did see a film of a parade in Spain today of all the little tranny children dressed like little drag queen freaks dancing down the street, waving little rainbow flags. Sick little children now because they've been corrupted, perverted, sexually abused by LGB supporters. There's no excuse. There's no forgiving it. There's no, whoops, that was an accident. And every psychologist I see and every doctor I see that supports this shit, you look at them and they too, folks, they exhibit every mental ill, how do we put this? Physiological demonstration. You can tell, you can look at them and see it. It's in their eyes, it's in their face, their expression, the way they talk, the way they act. They are sick, sick, sick fuckers. Anyways, let's do this. Let's go to you guys in the inner circle. Okay, here we are. Mr. Uman, I know you're out there somewhere. Who's up? Name redacted. Who is name redacted? I've never seen this guy before. He's here every day. He's a great contributor to the conversation. And folks, that's what this really is about. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about this. We need to have a discussion, all of us. Now, the lunatic left, the Democrats, the Rhino Republicans, they are trying to sabotage us, silence us, censor us. They're also going after talk radio, everything social media. They cannot have. They cannot have us talking, but we are, and I'll continue. So Name Redacted says, does anyone remember all that emergency talk and putting out the guard over the eclipse? I'm going to stop right there. Yes, I remember it. How many cities, how many states within one day or even a couple of weeks of the so-called eclipse that no one could hardly see, they called the first state of emergency, bringing out the National Guard, putting police 100% on duty. Anyways, Name Redacted says, I have yet to see that shit acknowledged, rationalized, and legitimately explained. TV and others showed no masses. That's correct. That's correct. Yeah. Yes, some hotels and some cities, they tried capitalizing on it and charging more money for hotel rooms. Yeah, it was just bullshit. Anyways, you will never see any of that acknowledged. As Mr. Uman has pointed out many times, right? They'll try and wrap us up and wind us up with something, and just a few days later, it's something else. And it's something else. And then it's something else. The news cycle. And we never get what happened last week explained. 2 weeks ago, we never saw how that concluded, how it ended. In fact, I'll ask you this. Do you know what is going on with Ghislaine Maxwell? Ghislaine Maxwell. Right, Jeffrey Epstein's sick, perverted, twisted partner. And her black book full of, what, hundreds, thousands of names of people that she provided her child friend services to? Where did it all go? No. We got a war here, and we got a bombing there, and we got an oil problem here, and we got a flood here, and look out, there's a bridge there, and oh my God, an eclipse there. Yeah, that's how they do it. That's what they do. That's how they do it. Wow. Yeah, they won't explain it, and we will just forget about it and move on to the next thing. Just like I'm going to move on to the next comment or question. Thank you, Mr. Uman. Thank you, Name Redacted. Who is up next? Cyber Hannah is in the house, and she said, so. I start a lot of sentences that way. So. I listened to about 10 minutes of the conversation between a couple Supreme Court of the United States and the prosecutor fighting for obstruction charges for January 6th protesters. A headline said SCOTUS was asking her questions that sounded like talking heads for the right-wing alternate media. The Supreme Court of the United States was asking about all the other mostly peaceful protests, and she was saying it didn't count for them. I'm going off the top of my head. I don't remember the names, but I have it saved. That's fine. This is a great talking point, a great subject, if you will, the subject matter of the unequal application of the law. What they're trying to say is the January 6th protesters are guilty of obstructing government function, obstructing law enforcement, obstructing government business. And they want to charge them with that as a crime. Yet every left-wing lunatic fuckstick out there during the 2020 riots and since then, what are they obstructing? Traffic? Business? Emergency services? They're taking up valuable public service time to deal with them? Never mind the fact that district attorneys, prosecutors, fucking lawyers, including judges, won't hear the cases, try the cases, sentence them, and jail them. In fact, they want to let perverts, creeps, murderers, freaks, and other idiots out of jail and turn them loose on the public because Democrats. Now, yeah, this argument over, we're not going to apply that to the left wing. We don't need to do that. It's these right-wing protesters that are dangerous because, they were protesting during a presidential inauguration period of time. Congress was supposed to certify the results of the election, and they were interfering with that. They were bullshit. You know that during the Trump time period back in 2016, 2017 in January, when they needed to certify his votes, certify his election results, there were huge, massive, violent left-wing protests. Did you know about that? Are you aware of that? That violence was going on, not protesters standing around waving signs and flags and shit, and then getting attacked by the police. No, these were violent protesters starting fights, riots, trying to get in trouble in Washington, D.C. No obstruction charge. Maybe someone got arrested. This is the world we live in, folks. Duality. Rules for thee, but not for me, because I'm a Democrat. Right? You're going to be held accountable, but not me, because I'm a Democrat. Anyways, Uman, here we go. Uman chimes in with his stuff. He's got the wrench out there. Look out for the wrench. He says, she kept defending the left-wingers because they have I'm sorry, I can't even say the fucking words, man. Are you kidding me? The prosecutor, the asshole who wants to charge the January 6th protesters with obstruction. This is going to be a very important case, folks. This obstruction thing. The government could say, I'm obstructing official business in Washington, D.C., because down here in Florida, I'm talking about them, and it's causing people to get angry, and that could cause something to happen. They could cause something to happen that caused someone to walk across the street, which slowed down a police car, which was heading to go to work to do an official duty, which makes the government operate, and it's my fault. Why not? Fuck, that's not so far-fetched. Anyways, she kept defending the left-wing, violent, asswipe, anti-American, communist fucksticks because they never have malicious intent. Never have. Or they never knowingly and willfully break the law. Are you out of your fucking gourds? If left-wing protesters, just the ones that want to stop traffic, didn't know they were breaking the law, then why do they show up and handcuff and chain themselves together so they can't be dragged off? Because they know they will be dragged off and out of the street because it is a violation of the law. It is a crime to do that. And they want to make it as difficult as possible to be arrested and removed. I'm telling you, folks, I've watched a video of this very large, very fat, very strong man got out of his car at one of these sites or locations, grabbed a retarded Democrat, and they are mentally retarded, folks, by the back of his shirt, drug him off the street and fucking threw him against the curb. And he went back and did it again. He went back to the next one, and it was a girl, and she laid down on the ground. Oh, because they want to go limp, make it difficult. They drug him out of the fucking road. Then he grabbed one by the ankle and drug him by his fucking foot across the ground. Now, I loved the German broad last year. Whoever this big blonde German broad was, fucking grabbed one of these people and beat the shit out of them. It was great. I think she drugged someone off by their fucking hair. Anyways, yeah, left-wingers, they don't have malicious intent. Let's see, throwing rocks, throwing bricks, throwing ice bottles, shooting fireworks, explosive fireworks at the fucking police, throwing Molotov cocktails at them, shooting at them with real guns, burning their eyes out with lasers. Don't worry, there's no malicious fucking intent there. They didn't knowingly or willingly break any laws. My ass. How can they fucking lie like that? No wonder Supreme Court Justice Gorsuch went off. They're fucking liars. They need to be called that. I just wish I could meet one of these fucking people and have them pick the subject. You want to talk LGB? Talk LGB. You want to talk about protesting? Talk protest. You want to talk about free speech? You want to talk about the Second Amendment? You want to talk about government authority? You want to talk? Fucking pick your topic. And once we get done with everything, we can even go have a boxing match. I'll accept the challenge. Oh, man. On the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge yesterday, I saw footage of an old man, meaning he was older than me. Guy looked to be 65 or 70, white hair, not blonde, but white. Got out and was mixing it up with these fucking idiots that closed down the Golden Gate Bridge. It took years to build the Golden Gate. It took thousands of men to build that. Incredibly brilliant engineers to build the Golden Gate. People died building that fucking bridge. Hundreds, thousands of men, man hours, money, taxes, fees to build the Golden Gate Bridge. It takes only a dozen left-wing retards to shut it down. And I don't know why it took the California Highway fucking Patrol more than 5 seconds to get there and remove them. It took them a couple hours, I think. They had it shut down. Yeah, anyways, the old guy was pissed off because these people are fucking idiots. It's not going to end, folks, and it won't end well. Trust me on this. It won't end well. And the Israeli military is telling Iran and the world they're going to respond with action, not words. And it's going to happen anytime now. Anytime. You know what? Stop fucking talking. Get it on, Israel. Get it on, Iran. Get it on, Turkey. By Turkey, I mean the country Turkey. Not calling them turkeys. It's coming. Why not get it on? Well, I tell you what, we can't change that any more than we can change what, Mr. Uman? When the market crashes or when the market goes up? When they decide gold is valuable or when they don't? When they decide we're going to do quantitative easing or lowering interest rates, we can't make those decisions. We can't say when the police are going to do their job or when they're not. We don't get to do that. So when they're ready for World War III to kick off, they're going to kick it off, and we can't do anything to change it. Go out and join a protest. Won't change a fucking thing. Won't change a thing. Wow. Mr. Uman, where do we want to roll next? Anything on your mind? Bioxo77 asks, what about Lahaina? Lahaina, Maui. Maui is a island county in Hawaii. What about Lahaina, Bioxo? It burned to the fucking ground, literally. Everyone I know who has ever been to Lahaina, Hawaii, or lived in Lahaina, Hawaii, can't believe that what happened there. Was it a conspiracy? It sure looked that way. Isn't it odd and strange how rich people like Oprah showed up the next day buying land? Yeah, it seems a little fishy to me. They shut the water supply off. Seems fishy to me. They kept people from fleeing somehow. Seems fishy to me. A lot of fishiness going on there. What about Lahaina? Expect it to happen or things like that in more places. in more places. Expect it. Anyways, thank you, Mr. Biaxo. I appreciate that. Sending you a quick little message there, Mr. Uman. There we go. Let's do it. You're fast on the answer. Okay. Let's do another one. Who is out there? Who has something to say? What are we going to talk about next? Name redacted says, oh, fuck. I forgot. Now, almost a month later, the FBI, that would be the Federal Bureau of Liars, is now investigating foul play in Baltimore after Joe Biden said nothing to see here, move along. Now, I actually did talk about this just the other day, Mr. Name Redacted, and that's okay. It bears and is worth repeating. That yes, now the FBI, the lying Federal Bureau of Investigation, is investigating the bridge accident, which brought down the bridge. The bridge didn't collapse. The bridge was taken down by a very, very large tanker ship. They're investigating as a criminal matter. That's interesting. I wonder why the FBI would be investigating. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. Name redacted. It is not because they're looking for a crime. It's because a crime has been committed. They are not looking to catch the criminals. They know who is in charge of the boat, who owns the boat, who's captaining the boat, who is around, who's involved, et cetera, et cetera. They know all that. So why are they now having an investigation? Why is the FBI investigating? Oh, Cyber Hana says this investigation was started after the ship owner filed for protection from the courts. Yeah, remember the ship owner said they're not responsible? Are you fucking kidding me? Someone's responsible. But here's the deal. Anytime anyone asks a policeman, a police spokesman at the local, county, state, federal, or even international fucking level, all law enforcement says, we can't discuss the topic because it's an ongoing investigation. We won't tell you what's going on. Sorry about that. Hey, everybody in the FBI, let's head down to the Senate chambers for some anal orgy time. That's what I think of the FBI. Yeah, they're gonna have an investigation, an ongoing investigation, so they can't comment about the ongoing investigation. They don't have to release anything. FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. They don't have to release anything. It's an ongoing investigation. They can redact all kinds of shit. Ongoing investigation. You want to have a lawsuit, a court case? Hold the ship accountable, hold the port accountable, hold someone accountable. No witnesses allowed to talk. Ongoing investigation. We're the FBI and we told you you're not allowed to talk about this with anyone. It's an ongoing investigation. That's the point. That's what I see here. That's why they're doing it. Not because they're trying to get to the bottom of it or hold someone accountable. Nope, nope, and nope. That's my opinion. And again, folks, I'm here. We talk about the news, stuff that's going on. I share my opinion. The reason I share my opinion the way I do is I want people to think. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not like, listen, you believe me or you're a communist. No, right? I have ideas and thoughts based on my this and that. And I just want everyone to think about what is going on. Come to your own conclusion, right? Now, a lot of people will tuck their weenie between their legs and they'll come to the conclusion after looking in a mirror that they're now a girl. I would disagree with that conclusion, right? I can't make anyone. I won't. You figure it out for yourself. Some of these things are fucking self-evident. You tuck your weenie between your legs and stand in front of a mirror, and I'm going to tell you you've got mental problems if you think you're a girl, right? But again, you get to choose for yourself what you want to believe. What you want to believe. Fuck. I hope you have a shotgun. I hope you have an AR or an AK. I hope you have lots of ammunition because we all need target practice. Wow. All of these illegals, just unbelievable. Unbelievable. the blatant stupidity, arrogance, ignorance, racism, anti-Americanism, it's not going to go away. It's not. It truly isn't. There's an entire generation of children who have had their fucking heads warped by these blue-haired, pink-haired, green-haired, orange-haired retards they call teachers. Look out. All right, Mr. Uman, let's do another one. What else are we going to talk about today? Well, Uman's got something to say. He says, apparently, a bunch of billionaires that abandoned Trump after the January 6th insurrection are fundraising for him now because of Trump tax credits. They're about to expire. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Ooh, man. You're saying the Democrats, they're not going to renew the Trump tax credit for rich bastards? Yeah, they're hypocrites, man. But get this, right? It just goes to show you that at some point, you would think that a wealthy person would have virtues that are rock solid, that they would have belief systems which go to their core, their fundamental basis of who they are, and that those core beliefs help them get through life and accumulate wealth and make good decisions. Or is it that at some point these rich, dumb motherfuckers sold out, became fundamental screwballs, don't give a shit about anything except money, and so they'll side with whoever and whatever the flavor of the day is? And I'll tell you what, any of these, yeah, it is all about the money, brother. It truly is. John Hancock, richest man in America during the American Revolution, was the first to sign the Declaration of Independence. Signed his name large so the king could read his autograph and know who he was without having to put on his spectacle, his glasses. John Hancock was rich, the richest. He had morals. He had a fundamental belief system which couldn't be swayed. He probably also wanted to keep his money and got tired of the king fucking confiscating it through taxation. Now, that said, these rich billionaires now, you bet they want Trump in there. But they're a bunch of backstabbing cocksuckers. Right? Oh, well, I'm a never Trumper. I won't ever vote for Trump. Trump was an insurrectionist. Yeah, they're just making sure they're being taken care of. They're sellouts. They're just absolutely awful people. I know there's good people out there too, folks. And I know there's good people out there that are rich. I know there's good people out there that have political power and authority. There's just not nearly enough of them to get the job done. And what is the job? Restoring America as a constitutional republic where we enjoy our freedoms, liberties, and we keep our wealth in our own fucking pockets. There's just not enough of us. So let's vote. Don't take it for granted, folks. Okay, these rich bastards that are sellouts are going to give Trump a bunch of money so they can get a tax return. That doesn't mean anything is going to change. All it means is they're going to give Trump a bunch of money so that if he wins, they get their tax breaks. They get looked after. Don't worry, these same bastards will fund the Joe Biden campaign. Maybe not as much money, but they'll still put enough money out there so they'll be remembered. They just want to be remembered. So they show up and go, I contributed a bunch of money to your campaign. And I told all my friends too. So you can figure that I sent a bunch more money than what you saw from me. So therefore, cut me some slack. But right now, the regime in charge, the Biden regime, is so far off the rails, so far off the hook, so crazy, mad, lustful with power, that they're going to screw over everybody. And they don't care. They're in the final moves to take over this country and destroy it. All right. I tell you, that's a great topic. It truly is a great topic. Mr. Ooman, I've got a couple more things I would love to go over. I've got just a few minutes, about 4.5 to be precise. If something comes up, just throw it up on the screen. Something you want to talk about, something that occurs, or I get your attention, Mr. Ooman. Get this. Now, the jackass, asshole, liberal, screaming liberal judge named Merchant, whose own daughter, right, is an anti-Trumper, serious attack bitch, right? This judge is accusing Trump now of intimidating a juror because the juror was questioned over her I love Biden Facebook video. How is that intimidating? When your lawyer wants a fair trial for you and he's questioning potential jurors over their belief systems, that's, intimidating. You know what's intimidating is a judge saying, you open your mouth, I'm going to send you to jail. You open your mouth, I'm going to penalize you. You are not allowed to go to your own son's graduation. That other little judge, that schmarmy, schmalzy little sack of shit judge, Erdogan, that piece of crap, right? What did he ended up overseeing a penalty of $384 million. You want to talk about intimidating? Yeah, folks. Unbelievable. Fucking Katie Couric on top of everything else. By the way, Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. It is now in flood-like conditions. I think weather warfare is going on, folks, because they're having massive flooding in the fucking desert. Massive flooding in the desert, and allegedly they've been seeding the clouds. Seeding the clouds. I didn't want to let weather manipulation go off the radar. That's a joke. Yeah. Radar, weather. No, here we are. Right. How many ways can they fuck with us? Another big thing that's been in the news lately is chemtrails, spraying chemicals in the air. People are now just they're seeing it. More people are seeing all of this. But what can we do? You're going to go down to your city council and scream and yell? They're not going to do anything. You're going to go to your state government and scream and yell? They can't do anything. You're going to go to the federal government and scream and yell? They'll lock your ass up. We can't do anything about anything that they're doing. Bill Gates wants to make all of your food mRNA food, genetically fucked with food. If you're even allowed food, they want to give you bugs and chemicals to eat. Bugs and chemicals are not food. So I want to ask you this. Are you prepared up here? Anybody, folks, can get food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, and self-defense. Practically anybody. But are you prepared up here for what's coming? Do you see how in your area what could affect you? Do you live near an oil refinery? That would seriously affect you if something happened, shitting the fan, in your world, that 10-mile radius around you. Do you live near a river? Do you live near a dam? Do you live near farming? Do you live in a city? Right? All of these things affect how other people are going to behave if a, shall we say, very large event occurs. Are you prepared? They've been threatening nuclear war now for years, but especially so in the last couple of months. Nuclear war with Russia, and then the Iran-Israel, which involves all of the Middle East. Do you have potassium iodide tablets? Not iodine, it's potassium iodide. Are you prepared? I hope you are, and aren't you glad if you are? Aren't you glad you're a prepper? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Chance favors the prepared mind. Godspeed, Semper Fi.
With COVID, I mean, the things that we thought we knew in the beginning turned out as the months went by to not be the case, which really forced us to adapt and to change some of our policies and recommendations. That was interpreted by many as